Mataji's. Gadadhara Pandita, Gadadhara Pandit, Yabe, when Sangete with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chalila started to go, Kshetra Sannyasa, the renounced order of life at a holy place of pilgrimage, Na Chadiha, do not give up. Prabhu Nishedila, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forbade. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivinod Swami Srila Prabhupada. When Gadadhara Pandita started to go with the Lord, he was forbidden to come and was asked not to give up the vow of Kshetra Sannyas. When one takes Kshetra Sannyas, he leaves his household life and goes to a place of pilgrimage devoted to Lord Vishnu. Such places include Purushottama, Navadvip Dham and Mathura Dham. The Kshetra Sannyasi lives in these places alone or with his family. Srila Bhaktivinod Thakur considers Kshetra Sannyas to be the preferable Vanaprastha situation in this age of Kali. Saram Bhattacharya lived in this way and he has been called Kshetra Sannyasi. That is, Sannyasi living in Jagannath Puri. Om Ajnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Gurun Raslagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalparubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Yonta Pravishyamam Vachamimam Prishuttam Sanjivitya Glishakti-dhara Sadhamna Anyam Skahasta Charna Shravanattvagadivi Pranam Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhyam. Hare Krishna. Today, very auspicious day. Two great personalities will discuss. First, I will discuss about Sri Gadadhara Pandit, and then I will discuss about Bhaktivinod Thakur. Today is fasting also. No hurry for prasadam. Right? This last Ekadasi, we had a katha, marathon katha. I spoke for 5 hours. Amrish Maharaj Charitra and Krishna's pastimes. So I have energy. So Sri Gadadhara Pandit, one of the most intimate associates of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is only 1 year younger than Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the son of Madhav Mishra. They are originally from Chattagram. Then eventually they shifted to Navadvip Dham, and then Gadadhar Pandit was born in Navadvip only. So since his childhood, he was a very, very detached, quiet, very learned, devoted, all good qualities. And then he is immensely attached, immensely devoted to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he was with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all the time. All the time. So initially Lord Chaitanya was known as Nimai Pandit. Then he is Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar Pandit and Nimai Pandit, they are always together. Just like sun and then Kanti, Surya and Kanti, they are inseparable. In the same way, Nimai Pandit and Gadadhar Pandit, they are inseparable. Because Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he stole the bhava and the complexion of Srimati Radharani, Lord Krishna, in fact. And then, but Gadadhar Pandit, he is actually Srimati Radharani's incarnation. Somebody may ask how it is possible. But in the spiritual realm, 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. 1 minus 1 is equal to 1. So most of the entire bhava was stolen by Lord Krishna of Radharani. But still Radharani has come as Gadadhar Pandit. Because Krishna wanted to know how to worship Krishna, how to enjoy the beauty of Krishna, how to experience the love of Krishna. So, who is the most qualified one to teach him? That is Srimati Radharani. So, that is why Gadadhar Pandit has come to teach Krishna, Lord Chaitanya, help him how to enjoy the Krishna Rasaswadana. Like that. So, then when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was performing the pastimes as Nimai Pandit, as a big scholar, Gadadhar Pandit did not like to discuss with him all this Nyaya and logic and all that. So sometimes he did not like Nimai Pandit's scholarly pastime so much. So sometimes he would stay away from Nimai Pandit, hide from him. Then Nimai Pandit would catch him. Hey Pandit, what do you think of yourself? Do you think you are some great Pandit? Then he said, no, I am very humble. I am no Pandit. No, but then why are you avoiding me? Then he said, tell me what are the symptoms of liberation? Right? So in 5th canto Bhagavatam, Lord Rishabdev, Prabhupada also quoted, there are 18 qualities of a liberated person. You can read Lord Rishabdev's teachings. I think second that chapter. So that he explained the symptoms of a liberated person. Then Mahaprabhu said, all this is nonsense. He said, why are you saying that? I am speaking based on scriptures. He said, liberated person means one should be in great misery and suffering. So, Gadadhar Pandit did not understand what is this. Gadadhar, you will understand later. Right? Have you all understood? Vijay Madhav, have you understood? Huh? Why it is great misery and suffering? Longing? Huh? Yeah, longing for Krishna. Then later on he understood like that. Then he saw, so he was a little bit bewildered in the sense that this Nimai Pandit, he is behaving all this scholarly, all the time proud and all. But I have such great affection for him. I cannot live without him. Not only that, this Advaitacharya, Advaitacharya is the leader of all Vaishnavas at the time. This Advaitacharya has great regard for him. He respects him a lot. There is something in him, like that Gadadhara Pandit was thinking. Later on, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went to Gaya, then he had darshan of Padma Tirtha, right? Padma Tirtha. Then then he became very ecstatic, having the darshan of, Lord Vishnu's lotus feet. Then later on, he met Ishwar Puri, then he took initiation from Ishwar Puri. So by the time, so before that, even Srivas Pandit, he wouldn't like all these, arguments. And so Prabhupada says, we should also understand that devotees, they don't waste their time arguing with other people. They should be absorbed. They don't have to argue with someone else to establish their own philosophy or to establish themselves as correct people. They don't want to waste their time. So Srivas Thakur is to avoid Lord Chaitanya. Then Lord Chaitanya would catch him. He said, why you are avoiding me? He said, Srivas Thakur used to say that you look like Krishna, but your activities are completely off. Why don't you become a devotee of Krishna? Then Mahaprabhu used to say, when I get the blessings of devotees like you, one day I will become a pure devotee. Another time, Mukunda used to also avoid, and Mahaprabhu used to catch him. Then he also used to say, they used to avoid there. Whenever they would see Mahaprabhu coming, Nimai Pandit coming, they would change their path. Then Mahaprabhu would go there and catch them. You are avoiding me? Then Mahaprabhu said, see, one day I will become such a pure devotee that all of you will run after me. So after that he came back. Then he was such in a great ecstasy and crying for Krishna, where are you, where are you, where are you? Like that. So that should be our mood, where all the time. Where is Krishna, where is not that I have seen Krishna, Prabhupada says. Prabhupada writes in 3rd Canto Bhagavatam, 1st chapter, that when the devotees go to Vrindavan and Mathura Mandal, he says, the road between Delhi and Mathura is such a great road, such an auspicious path, that even now the devotees search for Krishna there, because Krishna performs so many pastimes there. Even though they may not find Krishna, the search itself is most glorious. So when we go to Vrindavan, we should search for Krishna. Maybe he will be seen on the bank of Yamuna, or Vamsivat, or Radharaman temple. Or Prabhupada, Atmatattva was saying, one Baba came and he was there with Srila Prabhupada. He said, oh, your Krishna Balrama, they are so nutcut. They are doing so many pastimes. Like that. Prabhupada smiled, yeah. So even now the deities, they perform pastimes. Like that. So Prabhupada says we should go, not that, pizza pasta ke liye. Our Mumbai mein bhi milta hai. Right? Pizza pasta. Right? नहीं तो बांकी बिहारी चाट अभी तो नहीं मिलेगा. Right? बंद हो गया मैंने सुना. It's so much rush. So then one day in Gadadhara Pandit was plucking flowers in Shivasangan. Srivas Thakur came running and he was all smiles and he was so happy. Then Gadadhara Pandit asked, what happened, Srivas? Why are you so happy now today? I said, you won't believe if I say something, if I say this. I said, what happened? Nimai Pandit has come from Gaya and you won't recognize him. You won't recognize him. I said, what happened? He became such a great devotee. He was crying, where is my Krishna? Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And the tears are, he is shedding so many tears in separation from Krishna that the ponds are forming. So much tears, he was crying. Then he was so happy to be with him. So then tomorrow he called all of us, Shuklam Brahmachari's house. that he wanted to reveal his heart. Gadadhar Pandit, he didn't invite, Mahaprabhu did not invite Gadadhar Pandit. So Gadadhar Pandit thought, okay, he didn't invite me, but still I will go. So Gadadhar Pandit went in the house of Shiva Shukla Brahmachari's house. Then he has hidden himself in the inner chambers. So there Mahaprabhu was discussing with his devotees. Then he was in great ecstasy, crying for Krishna. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Then he was crying, and then he was becoming unconscious, and then again coming back, regaining consciousness. He's crying. Then he was jumping up, and then he was falling with a great loud third noise. So then Mahaprabhu, after some time, he regained consciousness. Then he heard great sobs, very loud sobs, crying loudly, somebody loudly crying. Then Mahaprabhu asked, who is crying? Who is crying? Then Srivas Thakur informed, your Gadadhar. So he went inside and he embraced him, Gadadhar. Since then, Gadadhar would never leave his company. Then Mahaprabhu later on, once he was in the house of Sachimata, then Gadadhar Pandit visited him. Then Mahaprabhu again started asking, Gadadhar, you are very, very fortunate. Since your childhood, you are a great devotee of Lord Krishna. I have wasted my life in all this nyaya and all this nonsense. I got Krishna for some time, but because of my foolishness, I gave up on him. So, but you are very, very fortunate. Please tell, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Like that. Mother Saji is very worried, with all the behavior of Lord Chaitanya. She didn't know how to handle Lord Nimai Pandit. So she was greatly worried. But she was seeing all this pastime. Then Gadadhar Pandit said, Gauranga, Krishna is in your heart. Krishna is in your heart. Then Mahaprabhu started piercing his heart. Show me, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? He started piercing his chest. Then Gadadhar Pandit caught hold of his hands and pacified him. Then Mother Sachi greatly appreciated that you are the only one who can handle Mera Nimai. So now onwards, please be with him all the time and please pacify him. We are unable to do that. Then Gadadhar Pandit said, okay. So later on, Mukunda Datta and Gadadhar Pandit, they were very great friends. Whenever a great Vaishnava would visit Navadvipam, Mukunda Datta, he would inform Gadadhar Pandit, and then he would take him to that Vaishnava. And then, as I said, one day, Pundarik Vidyanidhi came. Right? Who is Pundarik Vidyanidhi in Krishna's pastimes? Vrishabhanu Maharaj. Now, dono ka meeting hona hai na? Right? Meeting has to take place. So, Mukunda Datta said, a very great Vaishnava has come. Once we meet him, our life will be successful. So, come, let us go. Then Gadadhar Pandit and Mukunda Datta went. There he saw, he was completely shocked, the scene there that he had seen. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he was sitting in a very velvety cushions. And some people are doing chamara. And then he was wearing very, very expensive, clothes, silk clothes. And then he's wearing, very pagadi, very nice, beautiful, decorated pagadi. Then his lips are reddish with chewing the pan. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur says, devotees, they should not eat pan, even if it is offered to Krishna. Right? So it is the symptom of a sense enjoyer if eating pan. Right? So we offer pan, but we don't eat. Life members ko वगैरह दे देते हैं. Very, very delicious pan. हाँ? एक बार खाया था. Very high quality pan we offer. Like that. So then Gadadhara Pandit said, "ये कौन सा वैष्णव है?" Right? Looks deceive, you know. ये कौन सा वैष्णव है? किधर किसके पास लेके आया? ये तो सेंस एंजॉयर है. Right? Like that. So Mukundatta understood the mind of Gadadhara Pandit. Then immediately he chanted, Barha Pidam Natavarvapuhu Karnayo Karnikaram Vibradvashah Kanaka Kapisham Vaijayanti Chamalam Randran Venu Radarsutam Apuryan Gopa Vrinde Vrindaranyam Swapadarmanam Pravishad Gita Kirti. As soon as he started chanting this 10th canto Bhagavatam, you know, all of you should learn this verse, Barha Pidam. How many of you know? Learn this verse and every day meditate on this verse. You know, Krishna walking for Gocharan Leela. Visualize. You also be there, seeing Krishna. So, Radha Govind Maharaj advises both every day, all the devotees, they should meditate while Krishna going to Gocharan and then coming back again from Gocharan. Pitva Mukunda Mukasara Gamakshi Brungai Tapam Jahur Virhajam Rajayoshitoni Tatsat Kritim Samadiganya Vivesha Gostum Subridhasa Vinayam Yadapanga Moksham Tam Gorajas Churita Kuntala Barha Vanya Prasuna Ruchirekshana Charuhasam Venum Panantam Anugai Gita Gopyo Dadrakshati Abhyagamam Sameta. These two verses, you know, last chapter, this killing of Dhenukasar, you know. So, Purva Rag. So, while Krishna was coming, what is the symptom of Krishna coming? How do you recognize? Krishna is coming from dust. Yes. Dust of the cows covered his hair. You know, that's how we should meditate. Krishna coming and then Krishna going. Like that. So as soon as he heard this verse, Barhapidam and all that, so Pundarik Vidyanidhi fell from the seat and then rolling on the ground in ecstasy and tears flowing from his eyes, and then all 8 kinds of bhava appeared in his body. And then Gadadhara Pandit thought, Arey Baba, what offense I have committed? Right? What offense I have committed? Then he went to Lord Chaitanya, he met Lord Chaitanya, and then he consulted with him that I have done this, I have committed this great offense. What to do now? You know, what to do? Then Mahaprabhu advised him, go and take Diksha from him and serve him throughout your life. Right? Then he went and took Diksha from Pundarika Vidyanidhi. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took sannyas. When he wanted to go to, he wanted to leave Puri for Mayapur, that time Gadadhara Pandit objected that you don't go. Right? You don't go. Because in any ashrama, anywhere, you can sit, you can remain and practice devotional service. Then Nimai Pandit told that if I take sannyas, people would listen to me better. You know, people would listen to me better. So he took sannyas. When Mahaprabhu was going to Puri, Gadadhara Pandit requested that I also will come with you. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refused to take him. Then after 1 year, Gadadhara Pandit, along with the Bengali devotees led by Shivananda Sen, he visited Puri to have darshan of Lord Chaitanya. Then he never came back again. There he stayed for good. So Mahaprabhu, every day he would visit Gadadhara Pandit, and all of you must have taken darshan of Tota Gopinath, right? Most beautiful deity. I like. How many days I am there? Every day I go take darshan of Tota Gopinath. Very beautiful, my favorite in Jagannath Puri. So there he started staying there. Right? Mahaprabhu gave Gadadhara Pandit 3 instructions. One is, every day you read Bhagavatam and explain the purport, inner meanings of Bhagavatam to all my devotees. Number 1. Then you act as Diksha Guru on my behalf. And then number 3, worship Tota Gopinath very with great devotion throughout your life. Like that. So Lord Chaitanya gave 3 instructions. What is the number 1? Read Bhagavatam every day. Right? Yeah. So Gadadhar Pandit, Mahaprabhu, they were discussing. So 108 times he discussed Dhruva Charitra and Prahlad Charitra with Gadadhar Pandit. And then Gadadhar Pandit would recite very beautifully, with beautiful tunes, raga, Bhagavatam verses. And then he would cry. So who is I think Srinivas Acharya or somebody? Srinivas Acharya? Huh? Yeah. When he had that copy, he could not read anything because the whole copy was kharab ho gaya with the tears of Gadadhar Pandit. Correct? Some devotees, they say that Gadadhar Pandit only initiated, there is a Gadadhar Parivar. Gadadhar's Parivar Sampradaya is there. Right? Some devotees, they claim, quoting some verses and all, that Rupa and Sanatana also got initiated by Gadadhar Pandit. But actually we know that Lord Chaitanya initiated them in Ramkeli as soon as he saw them. Right? He changed their names. But anyway, different versions are there. But Gadadhar Pandit is Guru for many Vaishnavas because Mahaprabhu told him, instructed him to become a spiritual master, give Diksha on his behalf. So every day he would go, Lord Chaitanya, and then discuss Bhagavatam and all. One day he said, hey Gadadhar, dig out this place on the beach. Then when they dig out, this beautiful deity of Gopinath, has come. And then Tota means garden. In Telugu, Tota, Oriya also Tota. Tota means garden, right? So in Telugu also, Tota means garden. So in the garden, Gopinath was found. That's why his name became Tota Gopinath. Right? So every day he would serve. All of you know that when in the old age, he was unable to, dress the deities properly because he was not able to stand. Right? So then, so he prayed, my dear Lord, please arrange for someone else. I am unable to serve you anymore. The next day, Tota Gopinath sat. So beautiful. And then at 5 o'clock in the morning, if you go for Mangalarti, if you give 50 rupees, they will give you darshan of a knee where Lord Chaitanya entered. Lord Chaitanya entered. Very beautiful. If you go to Jagannath Puri, don't miss Mangalarti of Tota Gopinath. Very beautiful. Very few people are there and you get very nice darshan. Then you can do your Gatri, chant few rounds looking at Gopinath. So very nice. And then another place also is there. Lord Nrsimhadev ka bhi, Mangalarti darshan wo log dete hain. So like that. Anyway, so that is the story. So he was staying there like that. There are many pastimes. There is a pastime described in Chaitanya Bhagavat that, Gadadhar Pandit cooking a very fragrant rice, and then Mahaprabhu accepting that prasad. So, once when Lord Chaitanya was planning to go to Vrindavan, then there are, Maharaj Prataprudra took an objection, somehow or other stopped him from going like that. Then Sarvam Bhattacharya and Ramanand Rai, they tried to stop Lord Chaitanya. Whenever, even though Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead, independent, but still he was dependent on the devotees. Then he wanted to take permission. So it is a very great thing, that we should not visit dhamas without taking permission from our Guru or authority. You know that? So Mahaprabhu showed, I am going to dham. Nowadays we see, I am going. Suppose even if we say objection, आपको जो करना है करो, मैं तो जा रहा हूँ. ऐसा, but once there is a story in Markandeya Purana. Prahlad Maharaj, he was sitting and under the tree in Naimisharanya. right? He came visiting. Then he saw one person, sadhu, sitting and doing meditation, but he is keeping arms, Dhanushban, sword and all that, sword and all that. So Prahlad Maharaj objected. He is a king, that you are a sadhu, why are you keeping all these arms? The sadhu said, go to hell, who are you to tell me? Get lost, mind your own business. Huh? Prahlad Maharaj, you speak to me like that? You're doing wrong, nice, sitting in Naimisharanya. Then they had a fight. 21 days they fought. So Prahlad Maharaj is a great warrior. So this sadhu defeating him every day. Then he fell into sweat. Aap kaun hai? Then he said, I am your worshipable Lord Vishnu. Then how I could not recognize? Because you came visiting Dhama without taking permission from your spiritual master. That's why you could not recognize the Lord. Anyway, that is a side story. Mahaprabhu wanted to take permission from Sarvam Bhattacharya and Ramanand Rai. Because they, fearing his separation, they would say, you go after Rath Yatra. Then Rath Yatra would finish, and then, can I go now? So no, you go after Dola Yatra. Now I can go. Then he said, later on, you can go, after rainy season, very difficult. Can I go now? No, after Vijay Dasmi you can go. Can I go after that? Can I go now? It is winter. Better you, when it has become little hot, you can go. Like that 3 years it was there. Then one day Mahaprabhu said, see, I want to go to Vrindavan, but you are stopping me. Please, I am very desperate to go. Please give me permission. Then Sarvam Bhattacharya and Ramanandra felt ashamed. I said, okay. But this year, during Vijayadashmi, after Vijayadashmi you go, then weather will be nice and all that. So then Mahaprabhu started. So, along with Mahaprabhu, so many devotees were going. Along with him, Gadadhara Pandit also, he took Kshetra Sannyas. Right? There are devotees. Kshetra Sannyas means, Prabhupada made it very clear, that they would stay in the Kshetra and they will never leave. And even if they leave, sometimes some devotees, they do Kshetra Sannyas, they practice, and then they go to Delhi, and then they have to come back by evening. Right? Kshetra Sannyas, like that. I heard there are many devotees who never leave Vrindavan. He will never leave Vrindavan. Like that. So, but our Gadadhara Pandit, he has taken a vow to serve Tota Gopinath every day, and he has taken a vow of being a Kshetra Sannyasi. But when Lord Chaitanya was going to Vrindavan, he said, I also will come with you. Mahaprabhu said, no, you have taken Kshetra Sannyas, you stay here, who will serve Lord Tota Gopinath? But still Gadadhara Pandit did not listen. He started accompanying Lord Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya arrived at Katak, he called Gadadhara. Now are you satisfied? You have broke your vow of Kshetra Sannyas and vow of worshipping every day Tota Gopinath. Then he said, taking darshan of your lotus feet is equivalent to millions of Kshetra Sannyas and millions of worshipping Tota Gopinath. Mahaprabhu said, no, you should not break your principles like this. He said, you don't worry, I am not coming with you. I am going to Mayapur and meet Mother Sachi and take darshan of Ganga. I am not, why are you worried? You go, I am coming. Like that. Mahaprabhu said, don't talk. So I am telling you, now you have fulfilled your desire of breaking up sannyas and all, the Kshetra sannyas and all, now you go back. Meri kasam, aisa bolte, Meri kasam, you will condemn me if you speak another word. You just go. Mahaprabhu, he left Gadadhara Pandit, then Gadadhara Pandit fainted. He fainted. Then immediately Mahaprabhu told Sarvam Bhattacharya, take care of him and take him to Puri. Like that. And then once Vallabhacharya, he came to Jagannath Puri. He was very proud. He wrote a commentary on, Bhagavatam. He said, I don't care for Sridhar Swami's commentary. And then Mahaprabhu said, those who don't accept Swami, he is a prostitute. Very strong words. Mahaprabhu did not like. He said, Sridhar Swami is our guru. Then Mahaprabhu told that Lord Nishingadev, Sridhar Swami is a great devotee of Lord Nishingadev. Lord Nishingadev dictated the purports of Srimad Bhagavatam to Sridhar Swami. Right? So that is why Sridhar Swami says, if you read 7th canto Bhagavatam, if you don't study 7th canto Bhagavatam, then you cannot understand other cantos of Bhagavatam. If you study thoroughly 7th canto Bhagavatam, even if you don't study other cantos, no problem. So all the purports, all the commentaries are based on Sridhar Swami's commentary. So Vallabhacharya did not want to accept like that. So Mahaprabhu started neglecting Vallabhacharya. Right? So one day he said, I have written a commentary on Krishna's names. Right? So he went to Advaita Acharya, Swarup Damodar Goswami and all. They said, we don't want to hear. Then he asked a question. Krishna is the husband of everybody, all living entities. Then our Vedas, Shastras, they say that a wife should not take the names of her husband. Why you are always chanting Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna? Advaita Acharya said, I don't know the answer, ask Mahaprabhu only. Then he went and asked Mahaprabhu. Then Mahaprabhu very coolly replied, every wife should follow the orders of her husband. Our husband is saying, chant my names all the time. So that's why we are chanting. Usko muh band ho gaya tha. This article was written in Back to Godhead magazine on the Vallabhacharya. And then Mrs. Sumati Mararji, she is a very devoted follower of Vallabhacharya. So she objected, they all objected. Then Prabhupada met her and pacified her. All that. So this is they don't accept this incident, Vallabha Sampradaya devotees. Then Vallabhacharya, because Gadadhar, so now very thing, Gadadhar Pandit, so that mana that Radharani is having, that Krishna has stolen, that is why Gadadhar Pandit, even though he is Radharani, he is very mild, because that mana bhav and all is stolen by Lord Krishna. So that is why Gadadhar Pandit is very mild, like Rukmini. So Vallabhacharya caught hold of Gadadhar Pandit, said, no, you hear. So Gadadhar Pandit is very, very worried and very pensive, because, one thing that exists in Vaishnava Samaj is very prominent thing exists in Vaishnava Samaj, that is criticizing each other. Is it not? Huh? Oh, छोटा सा गलती करेगा बात का पतंगड़ बना, ऐसा कुछ है ना हिंदी में से, बात का पतंगड़ बना देते. So Gadadhar Pandit is very afraid that Mahaprabhu's followers are very, very critical. If you do a small mistake, they will criticize. So he was very afraid, because Mahaprabhu disowned Vallabhacharya. If Gadadhar Pandit starts associating with Vallabhacharya, all the devotees, they would criticize him that, hey, say Vallabhacharya, he is not afraid of Mahaprabhu, because he says Mahaprabhu is Antaryami, he knows what is in my heart. I don't want to associate with him, but Vallabhacharya is imposing himself on me. He is forcing. Like that. Then he started dictating telling, preaching all his Bhagavad commentaries and all. Gadadhar Pandit was reluctantly hearing. Then all the devotees, they were actually ostracizing him because they didn't want to associate with Vallabhacharya because Mahaprabhu disowned. Then all that is, so a lot of thing is going on. Like that. So one day Vallabhacharya thought that when he visited Adilagram, Allahabad, he was very, very merciful to me, but why his behavior has changed? Then he contemplated, saying that because I became proud. Then he went and surrendered to Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya blessed him. That the pride is not good for devotee. Right. So Vallabha, Sridhar Swami commentary you are not accepting like that. Then he said, let us, I want to invite all of you for prasadam. If you have forgiven me, please come for prasadam. Then all the Vaishnavas, they came. Then one devotee, because Gadadhara Pandit was not meeting Lord Chaitanya for some time because he was afraid. Then Mahaprabhu called him. They said, hey, Sarvadam, hey Gadadhar, Mahaprabhu is calling you, come. Gadadhar, I wanted to tease you. I wanted to, tease you. I expected that you would retaliate. But you are too mild. Then Gadadhar Pandit started crying and then Mahaprabhu said, pacified. Like that, very wonderful pastimes like that. So today, Disappearance Day of Bhaktivinod Thakur also. Very, very, very great personality, Bhaktivinod Thakur. Once we cannot even start glorifying, so much glorification, so wonderful pastimes. Seventh, he is described as seventh Goswami by Shishir Kumar Bhattacharya, right? That Amrita Bajar Patrika editor, Shishir Kumar Bhattacharya. Huh? He described him as seventh Goswami, Bhaktivinod Thakur. There are so many wonderful pastimes. One day, Yamaraj, Shankar, Lord Shankar, and Brahmaji, and other great demigods, they were sitting in Yamaloka. See, Yamaloka is different and Narakaloka are different. Huh? Like in Mahabharata, it is described. Narada Muni visited all these places. I think he met Pandu Maharaj there only. But it's like a Swarga, Bila Swarga. Naraka is different, Yamaloka, Yamaraj's planet is different. So they were discussing Bhagavad Gita. When they came to Apiche Suduracharo, Bhajate Mam Ananya Bhag, Sadhureva Samantavya, Samyak Vyavasito Hi Saha. They could not understand. What does Krishna mean? That even if somebody is a Durachari, if he is completely absorbed in me, he should be considered as a sadhu. Kshipram bhavati dharma atma shashvat chantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. So they can you imagine? Teen Mahajans, they were sitting and discussing Bhagavad Gita and they were not able to understand particular verses, like that, right? So even Advaita Acharya, great Advaita Acharya, incarnation of Vishnu, Mahavishnu, he did not understand Sarvato Pani Padamyat, Sarvato Kshishiromukha, Sarvata Shrutimaloke, Sarvam Avritya Tishtate. Mahaprabhu came and gave him explanation. So Bhagavad Gita is not a simple thing, like that. So then they heard that a very great associate of Radha and Krishna, he is doing pastimes, performing pastimes in Bhuloka. So we should call him. So they took Bhaktivinod Thakur, to Yamaloka. Then they made him sit on Vyasasana. Then he said, please explain. Apiche Sudurachara Bhajate. So Prabhupada quoted this verse many times. Apiche Sudurachara. So sometimes somebody may become Durachari. Then you should not think, I am a sadhu. Because there is a condition. Bhajate mam ananya bhag. You know what is meant by Ananya Bhak? Yeah. Ananya Bhak means even if I am fallen, suppose I am practicing devotional service, even if I am fallen, still, even Brahmaji comes and tells me, do this prayaschitta, worship this demigod, this and that. I will reject it. I will worship only Shyam Sundar Krishna. That is called Ananya Bhak. So if that stage is there, sometimes devotees nowadays, they go here and there, Mahakaleshwar, and put that Bhasma, right? Then in ISKCON worldwide, they started, Abhishek. They in America, they have some temples. I have seen with my own eyes during Shivratri and Vijayadashmi and all that, Durga Puja. They put swiping machine, and then they put some deity of demigod. Then you do Abhishek and swipe. So many dollars. That is not Ananya Bhak. Prabhupada writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, if somebody wants Krishna Prema, they should never worship demigods. Very clear. And in Manmana Bhava Bhakta, Prabhupada writes, advanced devotees, they don't even like to worship any other form of Krishna except Shyam Sundar form. Right? Manmana Bhava Prabhupada. So of course, like that, it is there. So Bhaktivinod Thakur explained this verse to the demigods. Then he said that, who is this? See, one who is Ananya Bhak, you don't have to consider him as a sadhu, even if he is a durachari. He is always a sadhu, a devotee of Krishna. One who understands this deep philosophy, right, that he is not fallen or he is a sadhu, he is a sadhu. The person who has understood this verse, he is a sadhu. Not that Shipram Bhavati Dharmatma applies to the person who has understood this verse and considers him as a sadhu. And then this person becomes a sadhu, and then he will become purified. That's how Bhaktivinod Thakur explained. One day, our Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he was a 6-year-old boy. At that time, Bhaktivinod Thakur, he was there in the Jagannath Puri. His spiritual master, Vipin Bihari Goswami, he came. When Bhaktivinod Thakur offered his respectful obeisances to Vipin Bihari Goswami kept his feet on the head of Bhaktivinod Thakur. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur chastised Vipin Bihari Goswami, saying that, do you think you have power? Do you know who is my father? He is a manjari in the spiritual world. Do you think you have power to, keep your feet, keep your feet on the my father's head? Like that. Your son is impudent. He was very upset. How a 6-year-old boy chastising spiritual master of Bhaktivinod Thakur. They are all great personalities, right? So why I am saying this? There is, Srila Prabhupada also. Somebody asked Srila Prabhupada. Once, Achyutananda Prabhu, he came. He accompanied Prabhupada. Then both of them went to meet Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Swami Maharaj in Navadvip. And then Achyutananda Prabhu was sitting outside. And then both the great Vaishnavas, they were sitting and discussing whole day. Then evening, Prabhupada went in the morning and then he came out in the evening. Then Achyutananda Prabhu was waiting. He was feeling hungry. Then he asked. Then when Prabhupada came out, Swamiji, what are you discussing whole day? Then Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. Right? You will faint. Then somebody asked Prabhupada, what is your Swarupa? Then Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. That time was like that. Prabhupada never disclosed, but some people, they guess that, anyway. But without being an intimate associate of Radha and Krishna, they cannot become Acharya in our Sampradaya. That is the verdict. Like that. So why I'm saying this? They acted in some particular way that they doubt their spiritual position. Because Bhaktivinoda Thakur went through so much searching for the truth. He was into Islam, he was into Christianity, he met so many Babas, he dabbled with so many philosophies. Then finally he came to conclusion that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then he became a Gaudiya Vaishnava. Then he was working as a magistrate. Then he was, so he was so ill, throughout his life. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. All the time he was sick. All the time. So all these things. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself says his brothers, his brothers and some of his sisters who died, they are very, very beautiful. They are very, very beautiful. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is considered ugly. Black in complexion, all that stuff. His mother told, it's very good, because najar nahi lagega. That's why they say Dukhi, some name they give, Dukhi and all that. Like that. So some people they doubt, he is having mustache and all that stuff. Once I will tell you one very interesting pastime. In Jagannath Puri, all of you know the many pastimes, so I am going to repeat. But some pastimes you may not know, I will tell you. In Jagannath Puri, he started a Bhagavad Sabha, in Bhakti Kutir. And a lot of Vaishnavas, they were coming. And many prominent Vaishnavas of Puri, they became attracted to Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Then they came, and then so Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was explaining Bhagavatam very wonderfully. And then it's ecstatic, Then there is one Baba, very famous Baba in Puri. His name is Raghunath Das Babaji Maharaj. Raghunath, the envy among Vaishnava Samaj is very, very prominent. Lava Puja Pratishtha, if somebody is becoming very famous, kuch na kuch galti nikalne ka. Prabhupada says, Asuya means finding fault, others. Asuya. So that Asuya is very prominent in all of us also. Kuch na kuch galti nikalenge. So because he was becoming very famous, Raghunath Das Goswami, he was stopping all the Vaishnavas to go and meet Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He was advising, don't meet Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said, why? Because he is a karmi, he is not sporting tilak and he is not wearing kantimala. And he is a magistrate, pound shilling man. Thoda Bhagavatam bolne se kya ho jata hai? Right? Aisa he was discouraging. So, but Bhaktivinoda Thakur's effulgence and Bhagavad Katha is so wonderful. Some devotees, they kept on going. Some devotees, they were influenced by his blasphemy. One day, Raghunath Das Goswami, he was struck with a very, very serious illness and he was about to die. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, anyway, I will tell you. Then Lord Jagannath came in his dream and told him, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not an ordinary personality. You go and seek his mercy, fall at his feet and beg forgiveness because you are blaspheming. That is why if you don't do that, it is surefire death for you. Right. Then immediately Raghunath Das Goswami ran and then fell at the lotus feet of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, begged forgiveness. Then because you are not putting tilak, because you are not wearing kantimala, and then you are sporting this long hair, that's why I was mistaken for you. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Babaji, what to do? I am not yet initiated, na? This is a new information for me. I am not initiated, na? So without the order of my spiritual master, how can I put tilak and kantimala? What to do? Lord Jagannath not sent anybody as my spiritual master. I am looking, searching. So this is it's not that we go and seek a spiritual master. If you are very, very desperate, Krishna will send you the spiritual master. That is a funda, not that somebody claims that I am spiritual master and then he applies and then so many people they flock, because he's doing some nice kirtan and all. Krishna has to tell you from whom to take initiation. Same thing happened to Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya also bewildered from whom to take initiation. Then Varadarajan told Kanchipurna that you take from, so and so, like that. It's a very good, big thing. So Lord Jagannath did not send him anybody as my spiritual master, what to do? So like that. Of course, in ISKCON, Prabhupada had, introduced, as soon as we enter the temple, we put tilak and kantimala, right? There is a funda, I don't know where it came from. If you are not initiated, only 2 rounds. If you are initiated, 3 rounds. Is there any? Prabhupada said? Yeah, like that. But Bhaktivinod Thakur said, this Raghunath Das Goswami, he is a Siddha Purusha. He is a Siddha Purusha. So even Siddha Purusha also, if he blaspheme a Vaishnava, he will die. Because he is a Siddha Purusha and then he is dying, he has so many other good qualities. Lord Jagannath came and saved him. Go and beg forgiveness. Like that. Anyway, so Bhaktivinod Thakur, he was born into in 1838, he was born in Bengal. He belonged to Kayastha family, and his ancestors, they are the ones who built Kolkata city. Right? Kolkata city. So his both maternal grandfather and then paternal grandfather, both are very, very rich. But by the time Bhaktivinod Thakur was 11 years old, they lost everything. He became a pauper. Then at the age of, so most of the time, his paternal grandfather, he is from Orissa, Choti Govindapur, right? That's where I think Radha Madhav deities, Bhaktivinod Thakur's Radha Madhav deities, this Jai Radha Madhava, right? I think now they are in Vrindavan, I think. Kartik. So they had lot of huge properties, but somehow his grandfather and grandmother, they came to live in Kolkata, and then his assistant, they usurped the entire property, millions, huge property, millions. And then his grandfather came to Orissa, and then they hired lawyers and fought. But this man was such a cheater, he was not willing to give anything back. But something they got like that. So in order to help his father, Bhaktivinod Thakur's father came and started living with his father, means Bhaktivinod Thakur's grandparents. So meanwhile, Bhaktivinod Thakur and his mother, they are very, very rich. Maternal grandfather also, they are very, very rich. And they are Shaktas. And then they are hundreds of servants they have. And then they would dress them very opulently with uniform and all that, with red turban and all that, like that. And then they have a huge celebration of Durga Puja. Huge. Then on 9th day, they would celebrate, they would cut buffaloes and goats, in sacrifice to Durga Devi. And then most of the Pandits and Brahmanas, they would come on that day to taste the mutton. Amisha Madhya Seva, Nityascha Jantu. Prabhupada says, living entity is naturally attracted to drinking alcohol and eating meat. Alcohol and eating meat, and then Stri Sangha. Nivritti Marga means giving up all these 3 things. Stri Sangha, alcohol and meat eating. Prabhupada, many times, if you hear Prabhupada lecture, Amisha Madhya Seva. This verse is from 11th canto, actually. Amisha Madhya Seva, Nityascha Jantu. Like that. And then his grandfather is a very, very gracious and a charitable person. He's saying, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that in his village, nobody would work. People are very happy, celebrating various festivals. If somebody has anything lacking, they would come to my grandfather. He would never say no. Like that, giving charity, Karpur jaisa melt ho gaya, all his property. Very interesting. One day, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was always sick since childhood, always. Okay? So, I never understood that sentence. Even in spiritual world also is like that. It's some pain, I don't know. Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhava, Bhakti Vikas Maharaj writes. Like that. Anyway, he was struck with very great, some kind of eczema, some skin disease, and all that stuff. And then he was studying in some place, I think in Kolkata somewhere, and then he came back. So his mother was very worried, suffering so much. Then there is one fakir came. Right? So all these things are there now. Exercise. Huh? He did some exorcising. Then he said, you take, don't eat any demigod prasad. He said, don't eat any demigod prasad. You eat only prasadam. And he gave him to chant one mantra. He chant this mantra and then don't eat any demigod prasad, eat only prasadam. After a few days, in a dream, you will see something. So then he started, that boy, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he started chanting this mantra, and then he was not taking any demigod prasad, he was taking only prasadam. Then after 3-4 days, one Kala Nag left his body. Then he started becoming all right. Then that fakir took him to his spiritual master. He is a Kartavaja, he is a Vaishnava. They follow all these regulated principles of Vaishnavism. Right? Vaishnavism. But they are impersonalists. They are attracted to impersonalism. Right? Mogasha, Moga Karmana, Moga Jnana, Vichechasa, Rakshasi Masrim Chaiva, Prakriti Mohinim Shita. In that verse, Prabhupada writes that even if a devotee who is practicing devotion service very strictly, if he thinks that at the end of the day, I will merge with Krishna, he will take birth as a demon in the next life. Very dangerous philosophy, impersonalism. So, he went. Then this Baba has, mystic powers. Mystic powers. Then he said, you will actually become a very great Vaishnava. You will become a very great Vaishnava in future. Right? Then he said, never give up chanting Hare Krishna. Right? Never give up chanting Hare Krishna. Then he said, your village will be devastated by some cholera or something. Then most of the people will die. So you leave the village. Then all these things came to, prediction was correct. Like that. So throughout his life, at what age Bhaktivinoda Thakur married? 12 years. Right? And the marriage expense was 2,000 rupees. And then he's a small boy, They thought, all his fortunes are losing, so his wife would bring good fortune. So his wife's age was 5 years old. 5 years old. Now, They marry at the 26, 27, 30, right? Like that. So, of course, his wife, that first wife died and then he married another time, like that. So one of the features of childhood pastime of Bhaktivinoda Thakur was, there was in his maternal grandfather's, there is a huge palace. There are so many gods. There is one god, Mr. Commander Napha. He was previously was a dacoit. He was a dacoit, and then he reformed himself. He would call Bhaktivinoda Thakur and tell stories from Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur would listen very carefully, and then he would come and narrate all the pastimes from Mahabharata and Ramayana. So originally he is saying that in the beginning itself, from the beginning itself, I am very attracted to Ramayana and Mahabharata and all. So later on he studied and then he became a magistrate. He was posted in Puri. There are many pastimes in Puri that once there is a place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's footprints are there, right? So in the courtyard, Lord Jagannath's temple courtyard, some brahmanas, one brahmana would sit and narrate all Mayavadi philosophy. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very angry, and then he would be afraid to go near that place because he was afraid that this Mayavadi philosophy would fall into his ears. He was so hateful of Mayavadi philosophy. Right? Then he started his own sabha. He started his own sabha. And then near the place where Lord Chaitanya's footprints are there, he would sit and narrate Krishna's pastimes. And then many Vaishnavas, they would gather there. One day, King of Puri, he came. Then he was making huge noise. Then he was not offering respect to Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all that. He suddenly appeared and then started making noise and all when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was narrating pastimes. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur warned him that, you may be the king of Puri, but Lord Jagannath is king of all kings. So you are insulting when his stories are being narrated, coming and making noise. Then Puri Maharaj begged forgiveness. They said, okay. Then after some time, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he became a full magistrate of Jagannath Puri, and then British government had great faith in Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And then he caught Puri Maharaj, fleecing the funds of Jagannath temple to the tune of 80,000 rupees. Can you imagine how rich it was? 80,000 rupees that time. In 1860, 65, 66, 80,000 rupees. Inflation, kitna jodo? 80,000 rupees. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur caught him. Then he is so fearless. If you are a devotee, you must be fearless. If you are fearful, then you are not an advanced devotee. Right? He is fearless. He punished him, saying that for so many days you have to offer as a punishment, reformation, 52 items every day to Lord Jagannath. Then his treasury is depleting. Then Maharaj, can you imagine a magistrate punishing a king of some state? And he was very, very angry. And then by the time Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very famous and British government is very protective of him. Then he did 40 days black magic sacrifice. Jadu tona bolte na? He gathered very, very powerful brahmanas. Then they were doing a sacrifice with the aim to kill Bhaktivinoda Thakur because he did not want to send somebody supari, to kill Bhaktivinoda Thakur because Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very famous and then British government is protective of him. He is giving protection like that. Then it was a great secret. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he kept some gudacharis, informants. Then he is getting information that they were trying to kill him. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur is fearless, is completely surrendered to Lord Jagannath. Right? Lord Jagannath. And then on 39th day or 38th day, when the Havan is going to be finished, and then they were greatly desiring and worshipping and praying that Bhaktivinoda Thakur will be killed. But to his great shock, his eldest son was killed. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur got saved. That is the power of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I like that. There is one more guy, Baisakhi Sen. This Baisakhi Sen, he is actually very powerful yogi. And then he is claiming himself to be an incarnation of Mahavishnu. Then he was spreading the word that I have incarnated, I am going to kill all these Muslims and all these Britishers, and then bring back Hindu Rashtra. Like that he was claiming. And then he was really powerful, He has really yogic powers. Anybody would go to him, any incurable disease, he would simply touch him, he will become all right. That's why people have developed great faith. Then he was misusing his power. Then he was actually having affairs with the wives of the very prominent people in Orissa. And then all these pious brahmanas and officers and all these people, they were very, very feeling insulted and disgusted that their wives are having affair with this Yogi Baba. Right? Then they all came and complained to British government that this man is doing like this, and this man has so much power and so many followers that he is saying that I am Mahavishnu, I am going to destroy, then you all will get independence. He was saying, very soon India will get independence because I am going to kill all these Muslims and these Christians. Like that. Now every Hindu Rashtra, like that he was. So people are having faith in him. Then he was showing so many miracles, like that. Like that. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur heard. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, along with some police officers, he went to visit in the night time, in nearby village to Puri, in the Puri. And then there, the Baisakhi Sen, he was surrounded by some 1,000 people or something, and then he was giving discourse. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur sat and was hearing. Then Baisakhi Sen called Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Babu, I know who you are. Believe me, I am incarnation of Mahavishnu. I am going to kill all these Britishers, bring back. Then I will give you governor position. Here to you. So you do one. Then he narrated the entire Leela of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Your name is so and so, your wife's name is so, your children are so and so, you are transferred here, you are working here, everything he narrated. Right? And then he was, fire is coming from his head. Fire is coming from his head. He was producing fire from his head. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is fearless. He is completely dependent on Lord Jagannath. He said, then he started preaching to him that there is only one Lord, that is Lord Jagannath. So we are all servants of Lord Jagannath. Don't, if you are an incarnation of Mahavishnu, why are you living in this remote village? Go and sit in the asana of Jagannath, na? That Jagannath is simply a wood. I am real God. Like that. He was saying. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur tried to preach to him. Tried to preach to him. So he wouldn't listen. Vinashkale Viparit Buddhe. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur stayed there in that village for a few days. Then because he cannot simply arrest without proper evidence. Then he met all the villagers. And then some villagers are blindly following, some villagers whose wives were sleeping with this Baisakhi Sen, they bitterly complained that this man is so dangerous, he will spoil our caste. Then we are unable to do anything because he's very, very powerful. Like that. So please do something. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I think he took 100 policemen. He took 100 policemen. And then few high-ranking police officers. So, Babu, you are not listening to me. You came here to arrest me? Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, I am helpless. You have to come with me to the Puri. There will be a case will be filed. Like that. So, some people, they started protesting and they wanted to attack Bhaktivinoda Thakur and all that. But seeing such a huge police force, they were afraid. So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur requested Baisakhi Sen, please come with me. Let us hear. Whatever you produce, if you are God, you will be released. Otherwise, you will be punished. So, the reason he wanted to punish, very interesting, that because he is claiming himself to be God. Prabhupada said, such people should be hung. Those who claim that they are God. Right? They are not God, they are dog. Prabhupada said, Jivodi God, like that. Then this Baisakhi said, then he was put in the cell, and then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is very intelligent. Because he has so many followers, he kept Musliman as a security. 18 Musliman guards, so that Muslims, they don't become influenced. So that he won't. Then he did not eat for 21 days, but he was not feeling any like that. Then he was doing so many magic, so many mystic powers he was exhibiting, sitting in the jail cell. Then all the, even Muslims also are bewildered. Kya ho raha hai? On third day or fourth day, then when the court proceedings are going on, then Baisakhi Sen warned Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a great danger is going to happen. Havoc will happen in your house today. Please don't proceed with this case. Like that. Then when Bhaktivinoda Thakur went to his house, his daughter Kadambini, she was seriously ill, and then she was about to die. She was about to die. Then he called for the doctors and all. Then he was chanting Jagannath's name and all that. So by the next day morning, she is feeling better. She didn't die. He was doing so many things like that. His wife, Bhagavati Devi, he said, let him go, na. How wives are there? Our children will be affected. So let my children die. He said, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, let all my children, all my family die. But I will teach him a lesson, because he is claiming that he is God. He is incarnation of Mahavishnu. We should teach him a lesson. Then he had two assistants, who are doing. They are Brahma and Vishnu, Gunavataras. Brahma and Shiva, like that. Then on the one day before he has to proclaim the judgment, he warned, you will not, if you don't give up this case, you will not be alive. You have seen your daughter Kadambini, how she was sick. Like that. Then one day before he has to proclaim the judgment, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was seriously ill. Seriously ill. He was having severe chest pain, unable to tolerate such severe chest pain. Then Bhagavati Devi was telling, please leave, you may go die. He said, let me die, but I will not leave you. Then he was whole night he suffered. Then next day morning he has to go for judgment. Slight relief of pain was there. Then he said, I will go. So he was unable to walk, even take one step also. Then they have taken him on a palanquin. On a palanquin. Then he sat. Then Baisakhi Sen, Abibi, he was warning. He was producing so many mystic powers, fire, this and that, all that stuff. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur proclaimed that you will be jailed for rigorous imprisonment for 18 months. Then there was a chaos. Like that. Then all the people are protesting and all. His followers are protesting, around 1,000, 2,000 people. Then Bhaktivinoda Thakur caught to hold this Brahma and Shiva also. Then Brahma and Shiva surrendered. Kya wo to humko influence kiya hai. He has this hypnotism, Vashikaran Shakti. He used to Vashikaran, he used to do this Vashikaran Shakti and attract these ladies. And these ladies foolishly used to sleep with them, like that. Then there is one some police officer or something, British officer, Walter or something. He had heard that all these yogis, they keep their power in their hair. He took scissors and cut off the hair. As soon as he cut off the hair, he became like a lamb. Then he started crying and begging and all that yogic powers went off. Then he was there in the jail. Then he was in Midnapur. Then he was shifted to Midnapur jail. So after a few months, he took poison and died. Because of that, Bhaktivinoda Thakur became very, very famous. Should I continue or stop? I will tell the very most important pastime, then I will close. Recognizing the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he went to Vrindavan in 1866. He met many sadhus, many Babajis there, like that. That he met Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj there first time. Then Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj became his Siksha Guru. Became his Siksha Guru. At the age of 49, he wanted to retire from the government job. Then he said, I will completely dedicate myself to bhajan. Then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in his dream. Babu, you have some unfinished job. You have to do that. So now you don't retire. Then he got his transfer in one place in Bengal. Then there is one more magistrate in Krishnanagar. In that Krishnanagar magistrate, both of them exchanged their post. That you come here and then I go there. When he went there, he was completely fallen ill. For 40 days, he only drank milk. He didn't eat any grains for 40 days. He was only drinking milk. Then some mantra they are doing, like this Maharaj Kulashekara says, there are three things: mantra, mani, and aushadam. The Ayurvedic way of, Bhakta Paya Bhujanga Garudu Mani. There are three verses. Some other time. So even they were applying. So like that. Then he went to Navadvip. So he heard that Lord Chaitanya appeared on the eastern side of Ganges. Right? So he met some people and all there. Some people have suggested that this is not the real birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Actually, Mayapur is the real birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Then he came back to Krishnanagar and then he took out the Bhakti Ratnakar and then Gaud Ganadhas Deepika. Then some other scriptures. Then he studied extensively. Then he took the maps of some British, the government also. Then they have studied. He has studied. In Bhakti Ratnakur, it is mentioned that in Navadvip Mandal Parikrama, while he was staying in Navadvip, he had two assistants, one devotee and one non-devotee. Rani Dharmashala, where it is? Anybody's gone? Rani Dharmashala? That's where, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. Right? Rani Dharmashala. When he was staying there, he saw a very great light that is emanating from the other side of Ganges. Great light. Then he asked his assistant, are you seeing? He said, yeah, I'm seeing great light. Then he asked the other assistant. He said, no, I'm not seeing. Hey, kuch to hai. Then he found out where from it is come. Ballal Digi. Ballal Digi. So all that he made research and all. Then he has confirmed that this Mayapur is the birthplace of Lord Chaitanya. Then in his research, he found out that Navadvip is a recent city. Only 100 years before, only many people have, saying that from Ballal Digi we have shifted to Navadvip because it's a new city. Only 100 years back our family has shifted because Navadvip city is only 100 years old. Like that. Then, so then he has confirmed. Then he brought Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, who was 120 years old. Right? 120 years old. As soon as he was brought, then Jagannath Das Babaji, he was old and his eyelids are closed and all that. Then he jumped out. This is the birthplace of Nimai. This is the birthplace of Nimai. He suggests. Then he established Yogpit and then Mandir. In order to construct the Yogpit temple, he was a great. Prabhupada said, British government is afraid of two Bengalis. Huh? No. One is Bimal Prasad, this Bhaktivinod Thakur, Kedarnath Datta. Another is that very great lawyer, Prabhupada mentions that he was earning 50,000 rupees. What is his name? Sir C.R. Das. But seeing the intelligence of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, British government, they have passed a remark that if this gentleman would enter freedom movement, immediately we will have to leave. Such a great, intelligent person. So Prabhupada was saying about C.R. Das, Sir C.R. Das, that he was earning 50,000 rupees at that time, every month. Prabhupada said, Gandhiji told him that, you join the freedom movement, give up your law. He said, I will give you money, 50,000 rupees. And he is a very charitable person, Sir C.R. Das. Said, Gandhiji told that I want I don't want your money, join. When he joined, Congress was giving him 5,000 rupees. Where is 50,000 rupees? Where is 5,000 rupees? And then out of that also, anybody would come, he would take a loan and then give charity. All charitable persons. Right? Then, anyway, then he has. So he was very, very popular, magistrate all over Bengal and Orissa. Then he said they declared that Kedar Babu, he will come and beg because he did not want one person giving a donation for Yogpit. He wanted each and every Bengali, Kolkata, they would give 1 paisa, 2 paisa, 10 paisa, 1 rupee. That he wanted that all of them should contribute for constructing Yogpit temple. Like that. He was like that. हम तो सबसे ले लेते हैं 10 करोड़, 5 करोड़, 1 करोड़, right? Once upon a time, I was a very small collector, small collector. So I used to go to Ghatkopar. I used to work in my government office. So one of the vendors, I made friendship with him. Then after coming to the temple, I contacted all of them. Tunga International. Sudhakar Hegde, I have known him. I used to go to his hotel when Prabha Engineering. I used to go. Then Prabha Engineering people, that our Daddy Baksha Prabhu made him life member. Prabha Engineering people, they used to take me to Tunga International for lunch. Like that. So I know him. So I went and met him, Sudhakar Hegde. And I became like that. He is a room donor also. Like that, many people. So this fellow is some Jain or Kattar Jain. He used to give only 1,000 rupees. Yeah. I said, okay. For Janmashtami, I used to go. 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees, petrol ka khatam ho jata. But I still used to go. Rickshaw day. Now after some time I said, I don't want to go, 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees के लिए Ghatkopar कौन जाएगा? ऐसा अभी बैठे बैठे आ जाता है. 10 लाख, 5 लाख सब लोग दे देते हैं. प्रभु जी जन्माष्टमी ड्रेस करना है 6 लाख ऐसा 10,000 रुपये के लिए. लेकिन भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर इज नॉट लाइक दैट. ही वॉज गोइंग हाउस टू हाउस एंड कलेक्टिंग 1 पैसा 2 पैसा लाइक दैट. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, if you serve in Dham, then you will get a chance to serve in Golok Dham. Then he said, I will finish. He said, if you bring rice, some gehu or ghee from Mayapur and then eat every day, you will develop the service attitude to render service to Radha and Krishna. He gave a lot of glories, so many pastimes. Thank you very much for hearing very carefully and interest, for giving me a chance to glorify 2 great personalities on this day. Hare Krishna. If anybody wants to add something or some question.
Thank you. So probably some places people worship God like Gadadhara.
I forgot. Yeah, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I wanted to tell this, see, I forgot. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he always preferred Gaur Gadadhara. He wrote one, Ananda Sukada Kunjer Bhitore Gadadhare Bame Kuri Kanchana Bharana Chanchara Chikura Natana Suvesha Dhori Kalyan Kalpataru. He wrote, within the grove of Ananda Sukada Kunja, you stand with Sri Gadadhar on your left side, radiating the effulgence of pure gold. With beautiful curling hair, you are wearing the fine dress of a dramatic actor. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur had darshan of Gadadhar, Gaur Gadadhar. And in Surabhi Kunja, very beautiful deities of Gaur Gadadhar. And then in Champahati also, right? Beautiful Gadadhar. So Gadadhar Mahaprabhu is treated as Krishna, and then Gadadhar Pandit as Radharani. So that is why Gaur Gadadhar.
And we were saying God and I, so what is our mood and their mood?
So Bhaktivinoda Thakur saw, he wanted to worship Radha and Krishna. Then Prabhupada said, because people are very, very fallen, so Prabhupada said, Krishna Balaram, nobody is worshipping Krishna Balaram. And then 7th canto, 15th chapter, Prabhupada says, unless you receive the strength from Baladev, you cannot progress in spiritual life. Please read 7th canto, 15th chapter. There is one verse. Prabhupada wanted, because nobody is worshipping Krishna Balaram in Vrindavan. I established Krishna Balaram temple because Prabhupada said, after establishing Krishna Balaram temple, Prabhupada told, now you have any problem, go to Krishna Balaram. So, because they are very, very merciful, Baldev is very, very merciful. Then he said, they are Krishna and Balaram only Gaur Nitai, so let us worship Gaur Nitai. That's how it came. But Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he worships only Gauranga. If you go to Gaudiya temples, Radha Gandharvika Giridhari, Mahaprabhu. Yes.
Srila Prabhupada said that Guru Maharaj established only Gauranga. But there are so many Jadai Madhais all over the world, and Gauranga is not located to them. So Bhaktisiddhanta has to come to.
Yeah. Like that. Anybody wants to add? I want to add some pastime? All of you know Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time schedule. There is Surabhi Kunj, and I think there are how many? 4 deities or 5 deities? Mahaprabhu's, 4 sets, right? One is Champahati, another is Mahaprabhu. Yeah, but there during the time, see, what I am saying, during the time of Lord Chaitanya, there are 4 sets of the deities. One is Champahati, another is Ambika Kalna. Third one is Mahaprabhu, Dhameshwar Mahadev, Dhameshwar Gauranga. And then another is they are in Vrindavan. 4 deities, they are present during the Lord Chaitanya's time. And then this Gaur Gadadhar is one of them. Very beautiful deities, both in Surbikunj and Champahati. Very beautiful deities. You just can't take off your eyes. It's a great contribution. Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, by the time Bhaktivinoda Thakur has appeared, Vaishnavism has become a bad word. Where he took 8 years to find the copy of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada said on the appearance day and disappearance day, Acharyas become more merciful. You should pray to them. So today, let us pray to both Gadadhara Pandit and Bhaktivinoda Thakur to give a fraction of their devotion service to us. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna.